Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video we're going to solve a problem which is an absolute pain in the derriere for very many people in the world, especially if you are on the dreaded AM5 platform, and that is going to be your CPU socket and getting heat paste in all around there, getting it stuck in. It's not pretty, we don't like it, but unfortunately it's the way things are at the moment. Fortunately, there are multiple companies on the internet who are selling brackets or adapters or frames, whatever you want to call it, or a guard perhaps, such as this. So this is the Elec Gear AM5 CPU guard. Yes, it does exactly what it says on the box. It actually guards your CPU, and that it means it guards it from thermal paste and thermal paste ingress. So in this package for 10 UK pounds, well, £9.99, but I'm not going to argue about it, you get two of them. So £5 a pop, which actually seems like a lot of money for what it is, but there you go. So these are silicone, as you can see, and they are designed to basically fit over the top of the processor. So this is actually pretty good because there are other ways of doing this, such as the guard that we've used previously, which is actually a mount as well, which actually I'll show you for some footage we've got previously. That worked okay, but you've still got the problem then with the mounting system, putting too much torque on the screws or not having enough torque, or just the fact that you have to disassemble parts of the actual heatsink assembly, the whole arm retention mechanism, all that kind of stuff. And some people just clearly don't like doing that. Whereas with this, you put your processor onto the motherboard, lower the arm as you would normally, and then when you're done, insert one of these gaskets into the inside, and then the theory is you can spread on your thermal paste and any excess will be just caught on the outside edges of there, keeping your nice new shiny CPU completely clean and gunk free. But does it actually work? Let's find out. Okay, so let's use our donor board. So this is the MSI B650. This is the MPG Edge or Edge Wi-Fi. So this is going to be kind of representing a new build. So we're going to undo the latch on the side here and open that section up and open up this arm, which will reveal your pins. We're going to grab our new processor and we're going to gently lower this actually down into the LGA section. Give that a little wiggle, make sure it's okay. When you're doing this, all you need to do is just make sure that the golden arrow is in the top corner there, and there are little lugs at the top and the bottom of the CPU. Just make sure they're lined up. If for some reason they're not, it won't actually be able to close. So lower that arm down, or that lid. You will find this black cover will pop off, so be prepared. And there we go, that's gone flying. Sometimes if it don't go down, or it doesn't feel like it wants to go down, you can give it a couple of wiggles just to make sure that it's actually doing it right. So there we go, that is essentially it. So that is our CPU installed. Normally at this point you'd put on your thermal paste, but no, we are going to add a little bit of a trim to it. So again, looking for your arrow, which is in this top corner. It's actually on here as well. And then actually on the silicone gasket, you'll notice there is a little arrow. I'll try and get some footage for that as well separately so you can see it, but it goes into that top corner also. So it's just a matter of actually just lining this stuff up and just gently tapping it down all around the edges there. And there you go. So you should find it actually sits just slightly below the level of the actual processor. So the actual heat shield is actually slightly proud of the sides, but only very slightly. So now essentially what this is doing is providing a barrier. So now we can put our thermal paste on the top, and any excess when it comes to either removing your cooler or just general maintenance, any other excess will be on the silicone there. When it comes to actually taking your processor out, very easy to do. The first thing you're going to want to do is to grab your silicone and just pull that out like that, and then you will find that all of this will be very clean. So yeah, it's actually pretty cool, pretty easy to install as well. And I was hoping that I didn't have to use any kind of lubricant or anything because this is silicone, but actually it seems to fit very well. So I am very, very impressed. This works great and is going to stop the ingress of thermal paste into the socket and down the sides of the processor, keeping things looking very neat and tidy. Happy days, I like this a lot. So I don't want to get called out as being a shill or anything on this or not doing my job, so I'm actually going to get the most mucky paste possible. This is the HY710, and this has got like little bits of silver or something in it, which is something you don't really want to use on these processors at all, because it's just an absolute nightmare to get off. So put a blob on there. With modern processors, you do want to use the spread method, which normally, if you haven't got a guard in place, actually takes ages because you're kind of messing around so you don't get it actually down in the side of the processor. And already, yeah, this is just making life so much easier. So any excess is gonna just go over onto the silicone there. So there we go. I've painted my processor with thermal paste, and that's excellent. So when it comes to clean up, that should be pretty easy as well. So I'm going to grab a piece of tissue paper and see how easy it is to clean off. Actually, I lied. I'm going to use these. Rick H sent them, so thank you very much, Rick. Depending which way around you're watching this video. So normally at this point, when you're doing this, you're going to be having all kinds of anguish, because you'll be getting the paste kind of everywhere. And to be fair, it has still gone everywhere. There is no denying that, but it hasn't gone down inside of the actual CPU section. So if I remove this now, at least try to, it's actually in there pretty darn well. So I take it off, and yeah, that is pretty darn good. So all the stuff is on there. The sides of the processor actually seem remarkably clean. So yeah, excellent job. That is going to make life a darn sight easier going forward. Okay, so there we go, all done, and actually pretty clean. I like this a lot, and you're probably seeing some close-ups. There is the before and after. So this one I haven't used, this one I have. So it has been stained by the extreme silver likeness of this HY710 paste. It's pretty mucky, but I thought I'd go with the muckiest stuff. Got most of it on my hands as well. Yeah, it's not very good stuff. It's awful to clean up at the best of times, so I thought this is going to be a real challenge. If you're going to be using other pastes, such as your Noctua pastes, Arctic, that sort of stuff, you're not going to have any problems at all with this, but that stuff is particularly thin and very silvery. I would suggest as well, if you're thinking of using liquid metal, probably still not a great idea on this, because it is a very, very small microscopic gap between the silicon and the CPU, and with things heating and contracting, it's probably not a great idea still. Each to their own. If you want to try it, feel free to do so. Let us know how you get on and how long does it last. But I think for most people, if you're buying yourself an AM5 system and you're still in the build process and you haven't quite done it yet, I reckon now is a good time to buy some of these. Just stick them on. It makes life so much easier. And also when it comes to potentially reselling your CPU, less work to do to get all that gunk out between the sides of the actual processor heat shield, which is horrendous. It really is. If you haven't experienced it yet, it is on another level. It really is. So thanks very much to Kieran on our Discord for pointing this type of thing out. It was actually a copper shim that he showed us. So maybe we'll revisit some other things as well. Before you ask, in terms of the actual performance, whether or not this affects the thermals, I'm going to say it's going to be within margin of error territory. It is silicon based. You can buy silicon based baking accessories because it's quite good at transferring heat, but also at the same time isolating heat, like silicon gloves for opening fire doors, that sort of thing. So yeah, I don't think it's going to affect the temperatures one way or the other, but if you've used one and you have found it has affected your temperatures, then please do let us know. I'll be very interested. And of course, as with all things on the channel, if we find out anything about this which we feel is particularly relevant, then we will let you know in the comments section below. As of which, if you've got anything to say about this video, please feel free to let us know in that comments section below. And also, if you want to see more content like this on a daily basis, you can always hit the subscribe button and the chime notification, and you'll be notified of future video releases. But for now, I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.